Hey guys, Dani here. Welcome back to Summer Skye Gardens. So I am preparing today to do something that I swore I would never do again. I signed up for a fall market tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. I guess this is a lesson in saying, or don't ever say you're never going to do something again, or you're always going to do something, because you're probably going to change your mind and things change. I've done a couple of markets before and they just haven't been like that great. So I said, I don't think market's for me. But this is like a one-off, just fall market. It's in a neighborhood like right next to where I live. So I signed up because it was free to participate. It should be a pretty good turnout. I can try to sell not only flowers, but a lot of my like dried flower products, stuff that I would normally have here in the shop. I can hopefully sell some stuff that I would otherwise be selling if our U-Pick was open, but I don't have our U-Pick open yet because I just don't think I have quite enough flowers to have people come out here. So it's a way to like try to make some sales up for that. As well, I think I'll be able to hit a lot of local people that don't know about me. And so even if they don't decide to buy something, I can at least maybe get them to look at my website, sign up for my newsletter, decide that they want to come out to the flower farm, do the U-Pick, maybe buy a bouquet subscription. So I'm going to be peddling all of that, as well as just trying to meet a lot of people, get my name out there and sell some stuff. So fingers crossed that it goes well. I think the weather should cooperate, so we will see. So pretty much yesterday, which was Thursday, I was kind of organizing things in the house that I need for the market, like my tent, my tables, my covers, my signs, as well as what all products I wanted to bring. And then this morning, Friday morning, I came out here to the farm and cut a whole bunch of flowers that I'm going to make into some wraps. I'm going to try to take, at least like 20 wraps, if not more. See what all I got. I don't have a huge variety of flowers. I do have a fair amount of flowers to make bouquets. I think they're going to look really pretty. Lots of bright, punchy colors, which people always like. A lot of like oranges, yellows, pinks, and reds. So kind of more like, I call it my sunset bouquets, but definitely some fall colors in there. So we'll see. We'll see what sells. Are people interested in the fresh flowers? Are people interested in the dried products or some other things that I'm going to sell? So it's almost lunchtime and it's probably going to rain this afternoon. So I'm going to work on making my bouquets this afternoon. And then I've got everything loaded up in my car right now. So that way I can go home, and in the morning I don't have to come by the farm. I can just go straight out to the market and start setting up. So the market is from 9 to noon, so 3 hours, and you can set up as early as 7:15. I'll probably get there about like 7:30ish, just to give myself plenty of time to set up, get ready, maybe go around and see what other vendors are there. I know there's another lady in my neighborhood that's participating. She makes like crocheted animals and blankets and stuff, so I'll probably go say hi to her. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm very grateful, to have the opportunity to do this, and that my husband is not working this weekend, so he can be with the kids and I can just devote a good chunk of the day to doing this. And I hope some people come by. If you're watching this and you came by, I hope you said hi to me. But let me show you all the stuff I've got in my car, and then I'll show you later like some wrapped bouquets, and then this video will continue onward. For tomorrow morning, I'll shoot myself like setting up. I'll show you how I've got everything arranged once I get it set up, and hopefully check in during and after the market and let you guys know how it goes. Let me go over here and I'll show you how my car is loaded down. And this is why you need a truck or an SUV if you're going to do stuff like this, because not only do you have to figure out like, do I want to do a market? How am I going to sell? What am I going to sell? But like, how am I going to get everything there? Can I set everything up by myself? Do I need another person with me? So I've got my tent here that I got off of Amazon. I can link that below if you guys are interested in it. I actually can set this tent up by myself, which I think is a huge, huge plus. Some of them are a little bit harder, but this one is not bad to set up by yourself. I've got all my weights here to hold the tent down. Bringing dried flower products. There's my pumpkins, my brooms. I've got some skulls. I've got ornaments. I've got bags people take their stuff home in. Some cartons just for display. This is my mom's jewelry. Got the flower ornaments. I've got like a display shelf thing here. Underneath I've got tables. I've got a chair. And then back there are a couple of tubs of like my tablecloths and my signs and some other things that I'm selling. So I am very loaded down and hoping that I'll be able to squeeze in my buckets of flowers, either 1 or 2 back here and then the rest up front in the passenger seat. And yeah, so I better go inside and get to work on my flowers. Alright guys, it's Saturday morning at 7:30, so I am headed over to the market area to go set up. So I'll show you guys some footage once I get it all arranged. Okay guys, so ready to do the recap of the market yesterday. It's Sunday afternoon today. I can never do a recap after a market the same day because by the time the market's done, I'm just like a ridiculously hot, sweaty mess. I gotta load everything up, get home, and then I need to just chill my brain and my body. And so it's usually like the next day where I can sit down and collect my thoughts and kind of go over everything. I would say, I mean, this was the best market I have done. I've only done a few before this, but this one was the best money-wise and just experience-wise. I sold $437, which is really good for me and way better than the other markets I've done. I would have liked to have sold more of my dried flower goods, but I was happy with what I sold. I sold out of my flower bouquets, which was great. And then I sold some flower pumpkins, some ornaments, some jewelry, maybe a couple other things I can't remember, but those were the main things that people bought. The market itself was nice. I mean, it was in a neighborhood close to where I live. I don't live at my farm. I live about 20 minutes away, and it was in an adjacent neighborhood. And it was a one-off market, meaning like just one fall market in this neighborhood. So I thought that that was a good opportunity for me to not only make sales and move product, especially because our U-Pig isn't open yet, but also to get my name out there to more neighbors and people that live around me, because where I live in Spring, Texas, it's a pretty nice affluent area. And those are the type of people that I'm trying to get a hold of to buy flowers, to come out to my U-Pig. It's a lot of families, and you know, they're always looking for things to do with their kids and things to enjoy. So, you know, I thought that the crowd was good. It was in a park in this neighborhood that gets a fair amount of like foot traffic, just people walking by. myself, and there was 2 other ladies there from my neighborhood, and then there were people from other surrounding neighborhoods. So I think between all of us kind of advertising on pretty much on Facebook to all of our neighborhoods, and then the girl that organized the market, she was also advertising it as well. I think we had a decent turnout. The setup, I think we had, I don't know, it was like 12 or 15 vendors, so it wasn't a ton, but it wasn't teeny. I think it was a pretty decent amount. It was a good mix of products. And I'm overall very happy with how it went. There were definitely people that came by that talked to me that didn't buy anything, and that's fine. I was able to just promote our farm and say, hey, did you know we have a flower farm over in Splendora? We do workshops, we do U-Pick. I sell fresh flowers, obviously, and so I think that will hopefully get me some, more business in the future, and just let people know who we are and where we are and that we exist. Because like I've said before in previous videos, Houston's a huge city, but there's not a lot of flower farmers, and I think it's just not a big thing that has caught on here. So, trying to let people know, like, hey, we do have a flower farm. This is what a flower farm looks like. This is what we actually do. I'm a flower farmer, I think is, always a good thing. Am I going to get into doing markets? Absolutely not. I've mentioned in previous videos that I just don't think markets are good for me and the way I want to run my business and just my personal life. I have little kids. They have activities sometimes. We like to go to church as a family. My husband sometimes works weekends. And so it would be really hard for me to commit to a market every week, every other week, or even monthly. I like that this one was just like a one-time thing, and I think doing like maybe a fall one, a spring one, kind of like a one-off is good and fun to do. I definitely cannot get into doing like a regular weekend market. And that's why I like the idea of running our U-Pick at our farm, because I have the space to be able to host people to come out here, and I can be here with my kids even if my husband's working. If my daughter has a soccer game, I can work our U-Pick hours around her soccer game, and the kids can be out here with me because it's our space, and they can run around with, the people that come to pick flowers. And so I think just that model of selling flowers is really good for me and my business and my space and my personal life, as well as, the other ways I sell flowers. So yeah, all in all, really great experience, really great to get our name out there and show people what we do. I was happy to make some money, and I'm happy that it's over. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about markets or my experience with a market, please drop them below. If you have any comments or requests for any upcoming videos, I would love to hear from you guys. I'm really trying to rack my brain on like the best videos I can be making right now to help you out. So if you have any ideas, I always love to hear about them. But I just got everything unloaded at the farm, and I gotta get going. So I hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week coming up, and I will see you in my next video.